Good day, YouTube. How are you today? I am the Trishitican, and welcome back to Vault Hunters. How are we doing today? Hope we're all well. I know I am. So, we've done a lot of vaults. Like a lot of vaults recently in a row. I think it's time to get back into moddedness. It's where my forte stands. Is modded Minecraft. And I know vaults are part of modded Minecraft, but it does get relatively repetitive. However, that is us just done 6 knowledge parts. So, we could choose create, we could choose thermal expansion, we could choose mechanism, or we could choose Botania, and we're choosing Botania. Done it. That's it. I chose Botania. End of story. Nice. We've just unlocked Botania and a pile of transmogs, apparently. Awesome. I like it. Picasso. Sweet, 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 sweet. So now we can start getting certain things automated, even. Because realistically, what I feel like, you unlock mods to automate things, to get crystals, to go back into the vaults, to then, I feel like it's a vicious loop, a cycle, if you will. So yeah, we've actually now got at Botania. Nice. Botania is definitely one of my more. It's one of the top mods. I really do like Botania. It's definitely one of my favourite ones that we have. So we need a book and a sapling. Yes, it is. Book and sapling to get ourselves Lexica Botania. Da, 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 da. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And if you've not played with Botania, you should, because it's a fantastic mod. It's actually quite an old mod now, I would say. It's definitely one of the older style mods anyway. It's been around for a decent long while. First thing we need to do is we need to get some flowers. Actually, can we get a flower pouch already? No, we need to have at least one of them. And I don't think I've picked up any Botania flowers so far. So, let's go get them. Actually, I think you're Botania flowers. You are. Nice. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm instantly going to make myself that pouch that I just seen. This guy. Which is some wool and a petal. So some wool. Oh, I haven't got very much. Is my shears in here? Shears. Let's grab some wool. That gets me a couple. Crap ton of wool off of that. And a petal, which we get from this. And a pouch is just realistically a inventory saver. That is legitimately all it is. So when you pick up a flower, if we find another one, they're relatively common, I've noticed, in the world. Oh my god, there's like tons of lilacs here. One of the other episodes, I went looking around for tall flowers, and there's like a bazillion of them right here. I shall take the mob drops that are lying about. Tulips. When I said they're relatively common, here's one. So, as you can see, not in my inventory. Where did it go? It's in here. There's boop. Cyan flower. Nice. And as you can see, there's 2 different types. There's single height and double height. Horse. And there's the whole Minecraft array of colours that you can get. So your red, green, brown, blue, black, white, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. The main colour we kind of want is white to start off. But if you can't find them, don't worry. We shall get a way to make them soonish. Soonish. So up here. Now, I'm not going to go around and find all the flowers on camera, because that's boring to start off with. I used to always go around and make sure I got one of each. Now, do these things still break? Oh, they do break now with a swing. Before you needed to have a set of shears, which I do actually have on me. But I think you needed them before. Where now, looks like you don't. I like it. And as I say, I'm not going to go actually around and find all the flowers right now. I'm going to show you a way to get flowers. All you need is some dye and a bit of bone meal. It's actually been a few days since I've played this, so forgive me if I forget my keybinds. Let's head back. Pick up any that we find on the way back as well. Oh, I'm hungry. I was wondering why I wasn't moving very fast. I am starving. Cool. I didn't bring any food. Ah. Let me get back. Baby, get back. Come on. Must get food. Bread will do. Nice. So we've got some petals, but we want different petals. So let's grab some bones, which we should have a puckle of. Let's turn them into bone meal. Nice. And we have our... Any dye, I think, works. So even, say, lapis lazuli can work. Whether I want to use lapis lazuli or not, I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine. So what we want to make is floral fertilizer. This stuff. And as you see, it's dye with bone meal. It's not cheap, but you can also turn this into white dye. Do it that way. See, so there's ways around it. There we go. And now, what we can do is come out to a nice grassy area. Right click. Ta-da! Now, we are getting all sorts of flowers. And it will only grow Botania flowers, which is nice, because that's all we want. Nice big flat area with no... Oh, there's some here as well. Nice. With no grass or anything is what you want. So none of all this... Also need an area for Botania. I suppose actually right where I am probably is the best place for it. Let's clear just an area. And let's get... all the Botania flowers we want. And as long as you don't hold that pouch in your hand, it will go into it. Some of these are not Botania flowers. Did we actually get any white flowers there? Oh, we did. We got 6. Nice. That's definitely what we want. We'd like to... Oh, we have. We've got one of each at least. Okay, cool. Cool. Now, say we wanted more. We want more of a certain type. And I've got white, yellow ones here, so we'll use that as an example. You can actually take the petal and plant them on the ground. And if you right-click on them, they become tall. And with the tall ones, that's this thing here, I take these yellow tall ones, each one now turns into 4. So this was 1 petal, now 4 petals, now 16 petals. Right? That's good, right? That is a great way to get some flowers into a lot of flowers. If you have some bone meal, of course. If you don't, you can't do it this way. get bone meal. Make a better mob grinder than I have. That's my first suggestion. Don't do what I did. So always follow the book as well. This book literally tells you everything you need to know. Well, not literally, because it doesn't tell you what I just showed you there. What I just shown you there is not in the book, but it is. So it tells you almost everything. This is the next thing that we need to make, a petal apothecary, which, if I remember correctly, takes some stone. I think it could be cobblestone. I just picked stone because it was there. And some slabs. Literally right here. Oh, look at this. We actually need some Larimar and cobblestone. Not actually smoothstone. Oh, these can go away again. Let's grab some cobble. Do we even have cobble? We do. We need some Larimar. Was it perfect or was it the better one than perfect? We need any petal. I don't have any petals on me. Let's grab the yellow ones. And let's make ourselves a petal apothecary. Boop. Nice. Now, I wouldn't mind a bucket. Bucket of water. Nice. Want to make a infinite water pool round here. I think I'm going to have my Botania stuff here. That makes sense, right? So let's get an infinite water source and our petal apothecary. And this takes a bucket of water. Boop. Actually, it does more than that. It's not just holding water. That would be silly. We've got that. We're wanting to make ourselves a pure daisy. So a pure daisy is made in a petal apothecary. Oh, wow, it's not showing up there. I wonder if it shows me here. Pure daisy. Ah, that's because it needs certain other items. This is not standard at all. So we need a chromatic steel ingot, a perfect Larimar, which we have. Chromatic steel might actually be harder than the Larimar. Do we actually have any? Oh, that's a black chromatic. Oh, we've got a chromatic steel. Oh, of course. Brilliant. And we need some seeds, which we also have on this. Let's slip through the night, because being out there sucks. In my mind. So what it said in here was 3 white petals, perfect Larimar, and chromatic steel. So chromatic steel, perfect Larimar. Now let's get some white petals. We need 3, so it's actually need 2 of them. Boom. 1, 2, 3, and when it's right, you'll even see it. Boom. Pure daisy. Nice. Boom. So this guy actually transforms certain blocks into other certain blocks. So let's grab some... Oh my god, are we out of wood? We've got 1 on me. Oh my god, I'm going to have to actually go mining. Do I have an actual axe? You're an actual axe. Yeah. Let's actually go chop some trees down. Possibly should have grabbed these. So, sir. It's so you do need a lot of wood, a lot of stone for Botania. Seeds, things like that. You need a lot of natural products, is the way I like to put it. And later down the line, we'll possibly make you can make tree farms and that with Botania. So we'll probably do that. So as you can see, if we start putting this down, it starts making sparkly effects. Nice. So we could make a second one. Do we want to make a second one? I normally make a second one, but do I need a second one? Probably not. I normally do 2 just because it's faster, I suppose. Oh, look at this. I have not emptied out my... I've got a chest plate here. So this will eventually turn into another block. I've got the items over there. So let's have a look. Wand of the Forest. This is what we're doing right now. We are turning wood into something we can use. There's lots of things now that have opened up, which is kind of cool. Read through this book at your own leisure, because some of it is kind of cool. So you should definitely read. Here we go. It's turning. Nice. So as you can see, it is now all turned into living wood logs. Nice. Now we need a lot of this, but also if we put stone down here, it also, as you can see, it makes a little effect, so you know what it can deal with. I'm not sure if this gives me everything you can do with it or not. It doesn't look like it. How about if I push U on it? I think it'll tell me. Cool. So you can turn packed ice into blue ice, netherrack to cobblestone, endstone to deep slate, stone to living rock, wood to logs, blaze mesh into obsidian, ice to packed ice, soul sand to sand, and water into snow. A very nice combination of things that you can do with this. So I normally have 2 just because it means then it goes faster. I'm not having to get a certain amount of living wood and then a certain amount of living stone. Oh, man. Why is fast leaf decay not just a standard on this thing? Fast leaf decay should have been a standard. It should not have been a... Anyway. Oh, it's already turned. Nice. I didn't even notice that. It is now living rock. Cool. Both which we need, as I said, a decent amount of. So this will be happening whilst we do other stuff, while we carry on. So within modded Minecraft, everything generally has a power system. Whether it's tech mods and they have RF or FE is now, or anyway, things like that. Botania has mana. Mana isn't numerical. However, it exists in the world. And to make mana, we have to make ourselves some generating flora. So endoflames are what I'm going to use to start off with, because that is what I want to do. You can make the hydrogenas. However, I've always found the hydrogenas not as useful because they disappear after a while. They stop being used. In addition, around 3 days, they're non-viable, basically. So you can still use them. I just wouldn't bother, personally. Because it requires you to do stuff to get them, and then it stops being useful. So, anyway, besides the point. So, for making our endoflames, we need 2 brown, 1 light grey, and 1 red. And what I tend to do is have a good amount of these flowers. Let's keep the bone meal. You can go. These can go. You can go. Well, I probably don't need to put them away. You can actually go. In here, so we needed... Can anyone remember what I said? Light grey. I'm sure I said brown. Did I say brown? God damn it. Yeah, brown and red. Yeah, brown and red. Brown and red. So what I'm actually going to do is do the whole trick of making quite a few of these, because it's just what you need to do, essentially. Because I need a lot of them, so therefore I better make a lot of them. Crap. So that one there will not work. That one there will always stay log. So it's only on the same level in that pattern around it. So let's turn... Let's actually just have the same amount of everything, if you will. Just for posterity. Because then I know exactly how many I've got. Although I need double the brown than everything else. It's also very hard to see. And I don't want to accidentally make ourselves a big pile of nonsense. I mean, that already has probably made quite a lot. That should all be large. So we've got tall browns, tall reds, and tall light grey. Here. Tall light grey. I mean, yeah, that's making 32. So what I will do, however, is... No, because I've just went and made one of each. Cool. Put one back. There we go. So I've always got a set in my... You know, so I don't have to go looking for it again. Not that I went looking for these ones, though, at the same time. So let's then. I don't need all these buckets. Just need one bucket now. Though I do need seeds again. Some seeds. Doesn't regenerate fast enough. And I know I've got 7 unspent skill points. I do realise that, by the way. I'm not... I do see that. I've just not put it into anything yet because I'm unsure what to do with them. I'm always unsure. So let's make ourselves some Endoflames. 2 brown, 1 red, 1 light grey. Yeah? So technically it's like this. Yeah? And seeds. I wouldn't mind having an empty slot in hand, because when I do this, you can actually right-click and it'll just put it back in for you. How cool is that? So I'm making a few of these, because it's what you do. I'm going to use all of what I have. I think would be prudent. The more you have, the more you generate, the better it is. Boom. There we go. So I should now have 15 Endoflames. I can count, honest. Let's... 40. Let's get some more stone on the go as well. We've got a decent amount of that already. So, now we need to make ourselves a spreader. We need to make a couple of things, but we need a spreader, and we also need a thing. A thing? The thing that you put stuff in. These guys, mana pool. This guy. So for a mana pool, we actually need a perfect Larimar and a living rock brick. That's new. That's a different way of doing it. I'm okay with that. Let's have a look. Perfect Larimar, living rock brick. Less living rock, and we've got a lot of Larimar. Cool. Mana pool, get. Now mana spreader. Oh, that also needs perfect Larimar. Again, I'm okay with this fact. Boom and boom. What we also need, however, is a wand. We need a wand of the forest, which has a lot of stuff in it. We need botanical bricks. We need a petal block. I'm presuming that was of any colour. And driftwood. Cool, so let's get a piece of driftwood. Just the one. We need the living wood twigs, which I think it was 3, is it? No. 2. do you make? Twigs. What? Oh, okay. So it needs living wood, logs, and a driftwood. Let's get some more driftwood out. And that was living wood, log, and this. 3 of them. A petal block, which is that. Can it not be any colour? Does it have to be pink? There's a possibility this needs to be pink. I think it does. I think this might need to be a pink petal block. That's fine. We can do that. Get our flower pouch. Where's pink? Here. We have not very much of it. So let's sleep through the night. Let's grow some pink petal flowers. Pink tall flower things. No point in doing it miles away. Though not on that side, because there's no stuff there. Boom, 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 boom. Hello, Mr. Enderman. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, boom, boom. Now we have 8 tall pink flowers, or 7, because that's all I'm going to do. So good. Call the Enderman while I'm at it. So now that should get us enough to make a petal block. Hi, my inventory is very full. That can go away. Boom. Wand of the Forest. Let's just put some of the other petals away that I'm not using right now. You guys can go away again. You can go away again. Now, what have we got a lot of to burn? Scaffolding? Let's... rain. Of course it's rain. So now, let's get ourselves... to mine. Slow down. I'm going to get starting to generate mana. I see you, Mr. Creeper. And I think I'd want it over here, maybe, actually. So yeah, let's have mana pool here. Mana spreader the other way around. Actually matter how it faces right away. Because with this guy, you can actually set it to be specific blocks. So this is in bind mode. It's 2 different modes, function and bind. You shift right click and it highlights it. And then you can right click, shift right click anywhere you want. But we're specifically wanting this to go into here. Now let's place down our endoflames. With some flowers, you don't put them next to each other. They don't like being next to each other. Endoflames, as far as I'm aware, are okay. And all of these, if I go to function mode, are bound to this guy. You can see it just by right clicking or even just hovering over, that they're all bound to this. And if they're not, you just go into the bind mode, shift right click, and it binds it to that block, which is cool. So let's now give them some fuel. Anything that burns. I have a magnet. I do believe there's a hotkey to turn that on and off. There we go. So anything in that area, why is that only done 1? Is that just such a little amount? The rain doesn't help this. I'm not seeing all the particles. All of these working? I mean, we only got 19, so it's obviously picking them up. And now we can see in our mana pool, we've got a tiny bit of mana. Just a teensy bit of mana. Which I think is kind of cool. I like Botania. And if we have a look in our... We've got a whole pile of things now. A lot of things are now unlocked, opened up. Runic Altar, that will be the next thing that we probably move on to. Mana manipulation, mana tablets, sparks, mana field. So many things to do. Different functioning flowers. The Bellthorn. The Bellthorn's actually kind of cool. It damages over time. It's a really nice flower. The Bergamot makes things quiet, is it? Yeah. The Dreadthorn, I think, slows. Harms adult animals. Stops Ring of Magnetization. Ooh. Now, I know certain things are disabled in the mod. Not Quest, sorry. Not you. Sorry. Here. What does it say? Botania has been limited in Vault Hunters when it comes to player-enhancing items, all of which we have disabled. So, I would imagine that's running fast, flying, and probably even the other stuff. The other stuff that exists in Botania. The magnet and things like that. I'd imagine. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd imagine. Imagine that's what it is. Back down. So, there's a lot of things to do now in Botania. I do want to do... So, a couple of things I'm wanting to make. One, a tree farm. So, we have infinite wood. That would be one of the best things to get, which I think we can with Botania. I can't remember 100% how. I'm going to have to look at how the best way to do that in Botania is. Because I can't remember. So a lot of these things are disabled. Trinkets are disabled. Different artifacts. So the killing of mobs, also cool. I don't know if you can actually spawn mobs with this Botania. If you can, I can't remember. If you can, that'd be cool. Though I don't think you can. Not from what I remember. Though it's been a long time since I've used Botania as kind of like a main mod. So this will be interesting, at least in my mind. It'll be kind of cool. But we have hit the wrapping up point for today's episode. I like getting back into moddy stuff. It is more my run of things. I'm not going to just chuck these down. We're going to automate this. But I think the first thing we need to look at is automating the tree farm, or where the tree farm was. Automating wood. That'll be the way to do next. So, I'm the Treasure Etkin, signing off today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Have fun.